Boom. And we're back. All right. Again, feeling drained, not 100%. But I gotta make progress. Whether I want to or not, I gotta make progress. Another 500 words, that's all I'm asking for myself right now. I did a little over 1,000 this morning. Happy with that, but I need to keep plugging away at this. So where I left off, I had just gotten into the climax, my second act of this chapter. Lula, stop. Stop. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. You're so much less pretty when you do that. All right. I'm going to get that light taken care of. Boom. It's a magic. So it's a little late, so I can't pull Rizzy out. It's past his bedtime. I mean, I could. He's not sleeping covered or anything, but he'll be so grumpy if I do. Yeah. Gotta get words on the page. Feeling a little bit, I don't know, down again today. I miss my wife. I'm giving her space. I was trying to give her space last week, and we wound up going on a date on Friday, and I had a beer, and about halfway through, I just kind of talked to her about, like, when is she going to be moving in? When can we be done with this separation thing? And she's not willing to come back yet. She made that very clear. And then after the date, we went out to eat and have a little snack at a nice little Chinese place. And, I mean, before this, she'd already been dumping on me about things that I didn't do in our marriage and things I didn't do when we were together. And it's like I can keep going back to the excuse, like, well, yeah, I was depressed. I was dealing with depression, or I was dealing with weird hours, or I was burnt out, you know. But that only gets you so far when you don't do anything about it, when you don't do anything to fix the situation in the relationship. And then I just asked her, like, what is it exactly? And she just dumped this whole list of everything wrong in the relationship. And some of it was just so twisted. And I could argue with her about it and say, well, that's actually your fault, but that wouldn't help the situation. And, you know, she's telling me that she doesn't want to live in the past, but she clearly still is. So, yeah, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the scene. We're talking about writing. Just feeling a little down. Like, it's hard. It's very hard not to reach out and to call her and to vent to her and to send her 100 texts a day saying, I love you, I miss you, please forgive me, please come back, all this shit, and just give her space to sort the shit out. And I'm a little mad about some of the stuff that she brought up because, you know, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. Hey, what's up? I just switched on chat. Sorry, venting. It happens. It's a bad habit of mine when I start streaming. I start venting a little bit. But people are here, so I can be self-conscious. That's great. Yeah. Hey, Chorna, I thought you'd be in bed by now. What is it, like 11 your time? So yeah, I want to get another 500 words in. Yeah, and try and untangle my thoughts a little bit. So where I left off was just the beginning of the climax, so I'm almost to the midway point. And I'm looking at my notes, and I hate this when I'm writing and I have my outline all planned out, and I spend all the time getting it set up, and then I realize, like, well, there's an in-between here that I should have included. Like, Paravol is sent for, and then I've got the space. Okay, wait, no. Before Paravol arrives, Isolde, Albrecht, Queen Gwendolyn, Belaine, Giselle, and Gregarious gather around the king. Okay, so I have that line of action happening where they've already gathered around the king. Or do they? Yeah. So I have everyone gathering around. And now I need Paravol sent for. As Arista approaches with Garrett, Belaine points at her and tells her to stay back since this is her fault. Did that. Claims that Arista caused the excitement that made the king falter and may be responsible for its condition in the first place. That's the line I need to put in. The murmuring all around grows more intense. I don't want to keep giving lines to Belaine because this is a mystery, and like I need to paint bad guys. I need to paint suspicion and seed doubt amongst all my characters. Don't come near him with that witch. The word witch hung in the air, obscene and electric. Affecting the audience. Proud to ask for forgiveness or make excuses for what was not her fault. Let's see. How do I get from point A to point B here? She said what? fact needs hyphens. Bam. Matter of fact, manner as she stepped forward. There's gazed again. I hate it when you get stuck using a word over and over and over again when you're writing, and you can't stop using it. Like, it's a weird habit of the brain where you just sort of settle into a groove. Like, you use a word well, you like it, it works, and then you get that little flood of dopamine, and so you subconsciously just keep putting it in. And I tried looking up to see if there was a word to explain that scenario, and there's not. It's just called a lack of editing. So it's incredibly common, but writing is just rewriting. And I'm being way too particular for a draft. I should be writing fast and bad, but the last book that I edited, it was hard. It was hard. I was surprised. Each chapter took a day. I wrote it a chapter a day, and then editing it was another day for each chapter. And then I had to edit it again, and then I had to edit it again, and then I had to edit it again. Yeah. Question to herself. I'll have to go through this later and edit out weak speak. This transitions me more. Okay, this is better. Albrecht. I did it. Albrecht instead of Albrecht. Damn it. I gotta get his name straight. And then have another character use his name wrong, say it wrong, like pronounce it with an H. Probably Yidra, when I finally get around to her. I think I've put most of my cast into the story so far, including some new ones. I'm so very nearly at the 1/3 mark, which when I get to like 33.3%, I'll be very happy. All right. Well, thanks for stopping in, Shorna. Helping me get that self-awareness and get back on track. The King sputtered a series of night. King sputtered a series of coughs. As he reclaimed his throne, and waved away the assistants. Nonsense. He wheezed through ragged breath. She is a delight. Servants. Sure. So now this is the part where I have a little gap. It's a delightful berry tea infused with zinc. Yeah, stop thinking about my wife. Hope she'd just forgive me. Will she forgive me and realize how shitty all her friends and family are and just be with me? But Garrett is again physically stuck between his family and Arista. So yeah, I'm in this like kill time type of moment where I have this little span, do I just say, and there was a span of awkward silence. Shoot. Yeah. Okay. The thing to do when I get stuck. Ask ChatGPT. I feel like there is a pause here. Like something should fill the space before Hairball enters. Maybe some sharpened accusations from Elaine. Could be tied to Jocelyn and what Elaine witnessed the day before. Also to Miri and Elaine's anger over losing her favorite maidservant. Just a partial crack. Something that bears weight and presumes her entitled authority. Yes, you're absolutely right. Right now, there's a vacuum after the physician is sent for, and vacuums in court scenes don't stay empty. Someone always fills them. Belain is perfect for this because she is wounded in the loss of Miri. She is jealous of Arista's presence and power. She witnessed something with Jocelyn. She is entitled but not powerful enough to be subtle. She wants the room to look at Arista and keep looking. What you want now is not full accusation, not yet, just a crack, a statement that sounds indignant, implies danger, hints at yesterday, presumes she has authority, makes the room uneasy without proving anything. Here's a version you could insert before Paravel arrives. The doors had scarcely stopped echoing from the fleeing servants when Belain stepped forward. This is not an isolated incident, she said, her voice steadier than her shaking hands. Several heads turned, her chin lifted, drawing herself taller in borrowed authority. Yesterday I witnessed another display, with Jocelyn. The name moved through the chamber in a whisper. She terrified her, Belain continued, cornered her, spoke to her in that low voice she uses when she thinks no one else can hear. No, Arista doesn't have a low voice that when she thinks no one else can hear. Like, she doesn't care. She just doesn't care. It's not in Arista's nature to try and be subtle and sneaky, so that doesn't work. Her gaze flicked briefly to Miri, and now Miri serves only her, removed from the rest of us. There it was, the injury beneath it, the accusation. She isolates people, Belain pressed. First the staff, now my sister. No, you don't have a sister. You mean your sister-in-law? That's not even your sister-in-law. That's your aunt-in-law. Stop. Lula. Hush up. Hush up. Hush up. Lula. No. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go to bed. Go to bed. No. Go to bed. Go. Go to bed. You are so stubborn. All she does is just lay down right where she is. Shut up. Another dog outside. Close. But no banana. One, Arista does not do subtlety. I spelled subtlety. It is a short but complicated word. Does not do subtlety. Talk in a tone so no one would hear. She doesn't care enough what people think to do that. 2. Jocelyn would be Elaine's aunt by marriage, and Elaine only really cares about her biological relations. Excellent. That changes the shape of it entirely. If Arista doesn't do subtle, then Belaine cannot accuse her of whispering or scheming. The threat has to be public, brazen, and undeniable. If Belaine doesn't truly care about Jocelyn emotionally, then Jocelyn is not the wound, she's the evidence. And what Belaine cares about is status, control, bloodline being displaced, Miri being taken, court hierarchy being disturbed. So her crack should sound less like fear and more like territorial outrage dressed as concern. Yes. She doesn't need to imply secret plotting. She needs to imply impropriety and danger to order. Yes. Here's a version that aligns with that. It's like you're taking Giselle's nursing and maternal instinct, as narcissistic as it is, and you're extending that down a generation. Before the murmuring could settle, Belaine stepped forward. This is precisely what happens, she said sharply, when foreign tempers are indulged in a royal court. Yeah, I bet. The words rang harder than they should have. She did not look at Arista at first. She addressed the Queen, the throne, the institution. Yesterday she laid hands on Jocelyn in the West Gallery, in full view of the servants. A pause. She seized her, spoke as if she had the right. Except she didn't. It's still not quite there. Still not quite there. It's got parts, but that's not. Yeah, but then again, ChatGPT is a horrible fucking writer. I don't know how people like generate text with ChatGPT and just run with it. Like that is some brazenly stupid shit. Before the murmuring could settle, Blaine stepped forward. How about the murmuring rose to a fever pitch and then flattened. Why am I wearing my glove? Like I just put that on out of habit. I'm not drawing right now. I'm still wearing that. Oh. words rang hard. So I want to make sure dais means what I think it does. Synonym, stand, platform, yeah. sat back down on her throne. Gwendolyn sighed and sat back down on her throne. No. That's where I got it wrong. All right, what time is it? Yeah, I should be making dinner. This is good. This is messy. Public danger is exactly what court scenes should be. Right now, the bones are strong, but we can sharpen the rhythm and heighten the humiliation without letting it become cartoonish. Elaine should feel reckless, not silly, and Garrett's response should land like a clean blade. Here's a tightened and slightly elevated pass that keeps your intent but increases impact. Murmuring swelled to a fever pitch, then fractured into silence as Belaine stepped forward, planting herself between the throne and the rest of the hall. This, she said sharply, is what happens when strangers are indulged in the royal courts. The words struck harder than her voice alone warranted. Elaine, Garrett's tone snapped like a drawn bowstring. You will not speak to my bride that way. Quiet, uncle, she returned, lifting her chin as she stood tall upon the dais, looking down at him as though he were the one out of place. A slow, wicked smile spread across her plump face. I don't have to listen to you. She tilted her head. I saw you leaving Jocelyn's chamber yesterday. A pause. Perhaps your bride would like to know what you were doing in there. The gasp that followed was sharp and ununified. The silence after it was worse. Then the murmuring returned, faster, uglier. Queen Gwendolen closed her eyes briefly and sank back into her throne, the weight of it all pressing visibly against her composure. Garrett stared at Belaine in open disbelief. You ridiculous child, he breathed, more stunned than angry. He looked toward Arista, not pleading, not fearful, merely tired. She already knows. Okay, another 100 words. Raised her ire. You know what I shouldn't do when I'm writing? I'm looking for my phone. I thought I heard a message. Hola, ¿cómo está? Espero que está bien. And que disfrutes de la vida. Solo quiero saber si estás bien y si te mantienes saludable. Translate. Hey there, how are you? Hope you're well and enjoying life. Just wanted to know if you're okay and staying healthy. Yep. You? C. 2? Alright. It's so hard not calling my wife. And it's tough. It's tough missing somebody that I'm also like simultaneously mad at. I don't like that feeling. And she doesn't listen to me. And all the shit that she listed off that she's mad about, like, just proves that she doesn't fucking listen to me. Drowning. Book 2. Chapter 5. Like, I've spent over 20 years trying to communicate with this woman, and she just lives in her own goddamn fucking world. Man, 1,500 words right now. I want to get 60 more. 60 more, and I'll be good. Yeah, I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to pop this last paragraph that I did into ChatGPT and see what it comes up with for a follow-up. Because I'm a little distracted. I just want to get like another little bit of dialogue out. Good, this is the right instinct. Blaine shouldn't have endless ammunition. She fired a grand scandal and it fizzled. Now she's exposed. What you want here, a flicker of panic, the humiliation of losing control in the room. The pivot toward Miri is a safe target. The sense that she is not strategic, she is reactive. Let's sharpen the physicality, tighten the language so it feels immediate and dangerous, and over-explaining is a refined version. All right. What's her follow-up to this? My brain is fatigued. Give me a boost to fill out a few lines. Absolutely, there's a clean continuation you can drop in. It keeps Blaine entitled, reactive, and increasingly petty without tipping into parody. It also shifts the danger toward Miri in a way that feels socially sharp rather than physically dramatic. Of course, Blaine said suddenly the word brittle. Her gaze never left Miri. This begins to make far more sense. She descended one step from the dais, slow and deliberate. You, she did not raise her voice, but it carried. I elevated you. I chose you, and now you stand there at her side as though you were always meant for it. Miri's fingers tightened in the folds of her apron. Blaine's smile returned thinner now. Tell me, she pressed, gesturing vaguely to the watching court. Tell him how easily you were persuaded. Or was it commanded? No, that's not it either. There it is. excuse me. And that's my hour. I gotta make dinner. Please pray for me. Pray that I have the willpower not to try and call my wife and reach out to her. Like, I need to keep giving her space. I need to give her the space to come to me, to want to spend time with me. So I'm just trying to have some willpower here and not make demands on her time. I don't want to put her in a position to be able to reject me or decline me or to push me away. Yeah. That's what this has turned into. I don't want to be pushed away right now. I don't want to be denied or rejected. So that's 1,500 words today. That's not bad. I'm on page 6. The chapter's coming along. I want like another 1,000 words. And I am going to write those tomorrow when I wake up. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to finish this chapter. That's what tomorrow morning is going to be. Hopefully I don't sleep too late. I can get it done before 7 a.m. That's the goal. Like between 5 and 7, I want to be up and working on this. So, thank you everybody who joined me. Thank you, Chorna, for popping in for the little bit that you were. Yeah. I'll see you all tomorrow. Back in OBS. Let's hit stop on Twitch, hit stop on Kick, and stop streaming on YouTube. If I find